Unzip and unwind. The party starts now.
Yes, girl.
Yeehaw. Welcome
Did you say
back.
yeehaw?
I did. I felt like very country just then. And I'm kind of sitting like I'm riding a horse right now. So, yeah, I'm like, welcome back to
That
another
lucky chair.
episode. I used to ride the corners of couches when I was little,
Yes.
like the couch handles, and just like ride them. Felt so good. I didn't even know.
Porn star in training.
That's exactly what it was. I was also watching porn as like a 5-year-old, and
Are
I
you
didn't.
serious?
Yeah, and I didn't really understand what I was watching, but I knew I wanted to be it.
Where was it? Just on the TV plane? Or?
Yeah, because we had HBO. Like, I'm not gonna
that's like
brag.
softcore porn.
It was.
That's
it was
like all of our
softcore.
intros to porn.
Yeah, but
We used
I
to
was
have it where it was
like,
scrambled, and so you would wait to see the flash of like a boob.
oh, but I also knew it was bad because I would put it on mute, and I would like if I knew my parents were coming down the hallway, I would like turn it or turn the channel. So I knew I wasn't supposed to do it, but I really liked it. Okay. All right. So, hi, Alexander. How
Hi.
have you been?
Hey, girl, good. You just had a birthday recently.
I did just have a
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Thank you. I'm 36. Yay!
Girl,
I'm not afraid to say it. I'm
no, because
totally
you look
okay
good.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Did you do anything fun?
I went to Vegas. Yeah, I went to Vegas. I
saw
had
your
a great
Instagram.
time. I went to an amazing dinner. And then I went out and I sang karaoke. And I'm not even kidding.
You sang?
I was so drunk that
I've never heard you sing.
I sang the hardest I've ever sang, and I legitimately like held the microphone like I was giving like a concert of all concerts, and I belted it. Like
What'd
I
you
was
sing?
Fancy by Reba McEntire.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like in it. I was like fully committed. It was really good. Yeah.
Now fans like send you gifts like for like Amazon like wish list.
Yeah.
How does that work out? Because I've always wanted to have one. I just don't know that I'd get anything. But like,
You
is it weird to just have?
would.
Does packages show up at your house?
Well, because I don't put them to my house. I have a mailbox, so
Yeah,
I put
okay.
them to my mailbox just in case. Because if somebody wanted to be psycho and show up, you know.
Yeah.
And the people there know me and they know who I am, and I've had them for 5 years now. So, but yeah, I do. Anytime I go to my mailbox, it's always like a little Christmas because it's
That's
always
so
like,
fun.
It's like, what am I gonna get today? But it's stuff I put on my wish list, so
Right,
it's
right.
like something I want. But yeah, you just get whatever.
Is there like a note that comes with it? Like,
Yeah, they put a little note. Like today, yesterday I went and picked up some stuff. So I got a whole new outfit. I got some jeans and a new top.
Oh
And
my god.
what else did I get? Because I feel like it was something I really wanted that somebody got me. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I accidentally got somebody else's Fitbit watches.
Ugh.
They weren't mine.
You don't need that negativity in your life. Get it out.
I know, but I want a Fitbit because I want to know like what I'm hiking. Like I want to know.
Oh
like,
yeah,
the
because you do hike a
distances.
lot.
Yeah.
I'm talking from my point of view. I only hike to
He's
the bars.
like, throw it out. No need.
Anyway, what I love to do is read some of your weird fan comments because
Yeah.
I stalk you on social media.
I love it.
This one was from Jason. Happy
Okay.
birthday, he put on your Instagram.
Thanks,
Next year,
Jason.
you should suck 37 dicks in a row. That's what I did for my 37th
Oh.
birthday. Like, this was a comment on your Instagram.
He
from
said that or
Jason.
you said that?
Jason said it.
Jason
It's
said
his
he
quote.
sucked 730 dicks?
Yeah, he says,
37 dicks?
next year you should suck 37 dicks in a row, comma, that's what I did for mine.
Wow.
That was his quote.
First
So-
off, Jason, that's impressive. Like,
Yeah, it's
how
okay.
How
Lucky.
does Jason know 37 men? Like, that's...
Grinder, hello.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it'd be pretty easy to do on Grindr.
So he's like a gay fan of yours then?
I guess, which is great. I do a lot of gay porn, though. So that's...
Yeah. Yeah, you like men.com. You do a
Yeah.
lot of the comedy
Yeah.
ones. I saw you in a bridal gown once.
I did just recently. That just came out. Yeah.
But it's so weird to look at because, I
37
I
dicks
do
for
research.
me is a lot of money. So, I mean, I'd do it.
Yeah.
But
I think you did it for
not
fun,
for
though.
free. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it for free. 37 dicks is a lot. It's a risk. It's a risk. 37 dicks is a risk. That's how I see it.
It's work.
It's a numbers game,
Yeah.
honestly. But like getting STDs, it's all a numbers game for me. Like anytime I've gotten something, it's always been like because I've had sex with so many people in that week. I'm like, it was probably like it's just numbers. It just happens.
Well, it's funny. We're freaking about coronavirus, yet everybody in Grindr still, do you bareback? Hello.
Right. Yeah, Corona.
Bring a roll of toilet paper with you and then maybe. That's insane,
What
by
is
the way.
thing about? I don't understand. What
It's
is
so
it?
stupid.
I don't know it.
I thought it was a joke till I went to 2 Targets to buy toilet paper. There was
Why?
none left.
Why? I don't understand.
Are people afraid that when you get the coronavirus, you just shit all day? Like,
Is that what?
I don't know what the thinking is behind
I
no
don't know
toilet
it
paper.
either, but I actually.
I thought. Oh my god!
Oh my god! Chrissy's got
I gotta
a
get
mask. Have you been wearing it around?
No, my boyfriend gave this to me, and I'm like, I'm not Asian,
don't mess
so
up
I
your
can't pull
lipstick.
it off. Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good.
I'll make like.
He bought it
sexy-
for you for your travels.
Yeah, and also this is not even. This is like the cheap kind. I was like,
He doesn't care about your health.
What's blocking? Yeah.
I've also
Stop
seen
blocking.
people make masks out of like their bra. Like they'll cut it up. They'll take one cup
No.
and put it on their face.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
The
that's
gays
gonna
are
be
putting
too big.
sequins. Yeah.
Well, I do know that hand sanitizer is sold out everywhere. Hand sanitizer is sold out. I didn't realize toilet paper was seriously sold out.
Yeah.
What is it? They think you're gonna have like food poisoning and like shit all the time. I feel like they're confused.
Yeah,
about
they must
what-
be confused. And also, it's not even that serious. Like people are freaking out about this. Like
It's really not.
and it's also just what I told my mom. I was like, look, it's survival of the fittest. It's been happening throughout life. Like something comes through and it wipes out the old and it wipes out the weak, and then the rest of us
that
move
is
on.
true. It happens with every species.
Yeah.
But you know, somebody released something where it showed like 2 decades of how we've gone crazy. We went crazy over the swine flu, the bird flu,
Right.
SARS,
Right.
anthrax. Like we've
We're
had
fine.
something
Yeah.
at
Zika.
every point.
I wish
Yeah.
something would
like
come
all of
through
them.
and wipe out all the people who can't dress well. Like that for me.
There'd be nobody.
ideal.
There'd be like a handful of fabulous women and lots of gays.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all we got.
That's okay.
Cody'd be there. Cody Steele. He dresses very well from our last episode. Cody would be there with us. It's fine.
He'd
There's
have to
some-
repopulate the species,
Yeah, he
which
would.
he'd be okay with.
He would be okay with.
Yeah.
He would put his dick in everybody all day long. It's so good.
But today's topic for today, especially with our special guest, is bi-coastal boss bitches and
Yeah,
comedy.
it is.
And bisexual. Hey.
Oh, what? We got a bi-
What? Really?
What?
Like I'm like right now currently a non-practicing bisexual because I
Okay.
have a boyfriend, but like
Okay.
yeah, it's in there. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's cool.
I'm
Another-
learning things.
Another
today.
bi for your bi.
This,
I
yeah,
love
we,
it.
we got the Try Bi show today.
Oh, try by. I love it.
Our guest co-host returning is Kayla Paige, adult film star, AVN nominee, appeared in over 250 films, appeared in all the major film companies, as well as Cinemax, Playboy TV, and HBO. We've seen her in Club, Hustler, Penthouse, and Genesis. She also sings and dances, by the way. Welcome back to the show, Kayla Paige.
Thank you for
Kayla
having
Paige
me.
is trying to take me on some pole dancing classes.
Oh my God, how fun!
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God, that's
She's
fun.
been doing a lot of it lately and been trying to take me with her. So we'll see.
I set up my pole and my stage that I have at my house
Oh, God.
Yeah.
in the Pillow Palace.
Oh, that's safe though. She has a pillow palace. It's the whole thing. It's a whole room of just
We should
pillows.
do like a night of
Yeah. It
would
drinks
be
and
safe.
everybody just come
Yes.
out. Yeah,
and
It'd be so
everybody.
fun.
Oh, I'm down.
yeah.
plan
We just
it.
planned a party at your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool.
And our special guest for today is
Everybody's
Chrissie
coming.
Mayr, actress, writer, comedian, host of The Wet Spot on Compound Media, has been seen on America's Got Talent, Reels Network, Laughs on Fox, Fox's Punchline, The Wendy Williams Show, 3 times at the New York Comedy Festival, also been named by CBS New York as one of the top comics you should know, also has been called unfunny by the entire city of
Yes.
Utica.
I'm banned from a city.
Yes!
Not formally, just
That's how you know you've made it.
Social media. They came after me. It was a weird fucking story. This was like years ago.
Please tell
I was
this.
in Utica. My boyfriend is like a Freemason, which is
Okay.
like just a. They
Yeah,
try to
very
do
cool.
good things,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
may or may have mob ties. Who knows?
Yeah. Great jewelry. They have the ring that you
My
can
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were in Utica for like some sort of meeting, and we were like literally the only people like under 35 there. It's just like a lot of old dudes and
For the Masons meeting.
For the Masons,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're all
And so
very
I'm
old.
like
Got
walking
it.
around, I'm like, this is so boring. And then I think it was like later that day, or it was a whole weekend. So like we had time to kill. So we're walking around town, and like I was kind of drunk, and like Frank just started filming me, and I went into like an impromptu tour because I used to do tours in college and also when I graduated, and so I was just like giving a shitty tour of Utica. I'm like this I don't know, like building foundation is for sale, like they're trying to make a building, but they like clearly they quit and it's full. I'm like, oh, that's what it was. I said it was an outdoor pool, but clearly it was a foundation that they just stopped building a building
Right.
on. It collected like freestanding water.
Right.
And I was like, oh, check out this pool. And I'm like, oh, this is like a lot of shitty businesses are in this building. Everything's like ramshackle. It's like a bad street. And like, I'm also like really ineloquent, kind of like now. And we're in a bar. I'm like, we're at Swifties. It's the best bar in town because it's the only one that's open. Just shit like that. I'm pointing at the bartender. I'm like, she's also a stripper. Like, not even all that
Right.
funny or clever. I'm just pointing at things and saying what they are. And it went online, and it was like, I think Frank made it an iMovie. So it's like bong bong, the pre-made opening song.
yeah.
Like it's just very
awesome.
screams low budget, and then maybe like maybe 6 weeks, or it was several months later. It might have been 6 months later. This is how little's going on in Utica. The local radio station found it, picked it up, and like just like we're talking now, like they were just talking about it on their show, and then all of a sudden, all this backlash started coming my way.
Awesome. That's great press.
And then they had me call in one time to like defend myself. I was like, defend myself? You guys really are on meth. Like you really, this town is, this is basically like New York's Detroit. Like this place is a shithole.
Wow.
And then I had people like messaging me, commenting on everything I've ever done, like, fuck you. And then people would message me quietly, like, yeah, you're right. Like, Detroit is really, not Detroit, Utica's really, like, taken a turn since, like, the end of the industrial era. Like, we really do need help with drugs. Like, people would quietly agree with me, but then publicly be, like, loudly, fuck you. And I said, I was walking around going, like, oh, I'm like a 10 here in Utica. I'm like a 2 in New York, you know? Like, this is where you come to feel good about yourself. And then people would be like, you're a 2 here, too. It was wild. It was so wild. And that went on for like 6 straight weeks.
Oh my God.
People being upset. The woman who was the bartender found me, reached out to me, and then like also her mom messaged me. They're like, she is not a stripper. She works very hard. I'm like, I don't care. Like,
she cooks the best meth in our basement. Yeah.
Even if she is a stripper, who gives a shit? It's like we all have to make money.
Right,
and like it was just wild. I'm like, you guys have nothing going on. Like, why are you talking about this? Yeah.
Wow, that is impressive.
So then I was like, I should do a show in Utica, and then I was like, oh, would you guys come? I just put it out there and like, fuck you. And then one guy was like, we could make that happen. So I don't know. I've been like on the fence about it.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think they would show up.
I think you should.
I think they would
go
too.
back.
And this is now like
They
a couple
might
years
show
ago.
back and hang you, but
yeah,
right.
throw tomatoes.
Yeah, something really awful.
They
Wow,
might.
they took it really personally.
They took it really personally. I got really upset.
And
Yeah.
people are like lynch mobs. Like once you have upset like one person, they're just like, we're gonna go with this.
Yeah, we have to defend our
Yeah.
shitty city.
Yeah. And they really want to like nail it to you.
Because I also think that they think, oh, she's from New York City. She thinks she's hot shit. And it's like, no, I don't live in New York City. Like I like my parents didn't have money. Like I'm also like, not that I'm broke, but it's like I'm not. I think people look at you and they think that you're a certain thing because you're from somewhere. You like present a certain way.
Right.
So I get it, and they're probably feeling like bad about themselves. But it's like, it was clearly a dumb joke. I'm not there to be genuinely condescending.
I love it. I haven't been kicked out of many cities yet, but you know, some like state parks, you know, stuff like that.
Bars.
Get thrown out
Yeah,
of the park.
bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bars are easy. That is weak sauce, right?
It's getting
there.
easier and easier, by the way. I can't even go to like the bar at Target now.
Is there a bar at Target?
They have 2 Targets now that you have bars.
I think those are just the
Wow.
liquor aisles, and you are confused. He's like, they have bars, and I'm like, they have liquor
no, there
aisles.
are like actual
You're like, they
bars.
started selling sex toys at Target. I just wandered into a faraway aisle. It's like, no, you walked 3 stores down.
You're drunk, sir.
Those are your
Very
sex
drunk.
toys that you brought in here. There's no price tag. This one's sticky.
It's a cucumber.
Yeah.
Why is it so sticky?
You're in the
sir?
produce
Oh, my
section.
Oh shit. Okay, so on our show, you guys, we like to be educational. So I always do a word of the day so we can learn something, and I want to know if you guys know what this word of the day is. So today's word of the day: airtight.
I know this one.
My pussy is
Airtight. Okay, and you know?
I know this one.
There you go.
Airtight.
It's when you have a dick in every hole.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Ding, ding, ding.
I thought it's when you put your sweaters away for the summer and you get one of those vacuum
bags.
machines.
Those don't work. I got one of those, and
Wow.
I ziplocked all my shit up, and then like within like 2 days, I go back in the closet, and they're all like just bags of stuff. Yeah, they're
I just suck mine out manually. I'm like,
working on your
No.
skills. Working on your skills.
oh my God.
No, but you are right. It is when a woman is simultaneously penetrated by a penis in her mouth, vagina, and anus. Yeah, that's it. There it is.
There
You
we go.
needed that earlier, and you were looking for it.
Now
just
I know what
I
I'm
know.
doing
Yeah.
for my 37th birthday.
You should.
Jason, your Instagram stalker is like, what?
Honestly, it's my favorite thing.
Really?
Yeah,
How does
I
it
mean, I
feel?
don't
Airtight?
necessarily need my mouth done too, because I'm like, I could do without that. But I like double penetration for sure.
I've never done
I bet
it.
it feels like a hug on the inside. You just feel like
so nice.
Right?
held.
Honestly, what's weird about it is it
Secure.
feels like It feels like you can like let go of anything, like because there's just like no more pressure. I don't know. There's a lot of pressure.
I mean, you can't
but
let
no
go
more
of
pressure.
You can't let go of anything.
Right.
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 I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Messes.
Messes happen, but
Yeah,
I mean,
messes do
honestly,
happen.
like I haven't had a whole lot of messy stuff, but I don't know. I love being airtight. Although only airtight for 2, I guess. That's not real airtight. I like being DP'd. Have you ever been airtight? I guess you only need 2 holes to be airtight.
I'm not a bottom at all, but
So
I've
no.
but I've always wanted to know about women because your G spot is not in your anus.
No, but it still feels good.
We do have
Does
a
it?
G-spot in our anus, though, too,
Oh,
I think.
Mine is in my nightstand.
think so.
I left it
You
home.
left it there?
I'm going to be really irresponsible if I took it here to LA. So
That's good of you.
Yeah.
Since you left your boyfriend there.
I left it in a little box.
Yeah, you left it with him. That's
Yeah.
nice of you. That's so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You take yours with you wherever you go.
I take mine with me, yeah.
You use it.
everywhere.
Just don't
Throw
leave,
it. I throw it
leave it in
all,
an Uber.
all over the
Your little
place.
black boxes.
Lost item in Uber.
Very valuable.
Right?
That little black box.
Yes.
Now
Can
that I
you please
know.
have it back?
Okay. All right. So let's talk real life experiences because this is what I want to know: the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right. What have you had, like a sexual experience where it's been either the most amazing experience of your life, the most horrific experience of your life, or the most comical situation of your life that had to do with sex?
Who wants to go? I can go first. I mean,
All
I
right, go.
had. I think it was my first threesome. It was like with these 2 guys.
First.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was in Utica.
One of many.
It
One
was
of
in
many.
Utica. They had pitchforks. They were angry. It was an angry mob. I got quadruple peed. No. And it was like I remember I was like single. I was single and I was like a super whore that month and that summer really. And I just like I had met. It was the one guy I think I met off of an app, and then he like brought his friend, and I was like,
Interesting.
"Oh, I guess we're just hanging out." It didn't feel like a date anymore. I guess it's just like me and this dude and his friend, and
Yeah.
they were like 25, 26. So already I was like, "Oh, this is probably not going to end up in sex." And then now there's 2 of them, so
So weird.
so we're just like talking, and I remember I had a really nice dress on because I came from like a comedy award show, and I was just like a couple drinks, and then the guy was like, "Oh, let's go back to my place and drink." And I was like, I still was like, "Oh, this is not going to
Innocent.
probably be anything sexual." And then we get there and we're drinking, and then he's kind of like,
But would you like? Were you thinking like I want to fuck him or his friend? Were they hot? Were you into
no,
it?
I wasn't really into either of them.
But you still fucked
but
them. Okay,
you know,
keep going.
it's called like
We've
a-
all been there.
Yeah, I've only really started to sleep with men I like in the last maybe 6 or 7 years. It was not. If I were to do it all over again, I really would just sleep with the people I liked. I feel like that makes it better.
It should.
Not
It
just the
does.
ones you feel bad for. Somebody,
Yeah.
bought you a large Greek salad, whatever. You're just like, I have to say thanks somehow. And so
We've all
and I
done that.
also
Yes.
am like default such a people pleaser. I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't want conflict. I'm ready to feel bad, And so I went back to their place, and then they kind of like weirdly conversed, and then there was the alpha one, and then like obviously the beta one, the one that like followed the orders, like what cartoon character I'm thinking of, like one of the mice from Snow White or something. And then he was like, "Meow, meow." And he was like, would you hook up with me and my friend? And I'm like, sure. I mean, I just was
We're
like,
already here.
yeah, yeah, we're already here. And then it was just so bad.
You
I
have
mean,
such fond memories.
they're
Clearly.
already young
Seriously.
dudes, so they're already dudes in their 20s. So it's like they're
Yeah.
not going to be good.
Right,
Either
right.
even individually, sold separately,
Right.
not good.
Right.
And I just was like, kind of kissing one, and then like it's it was nice. I liked the feeling of like it's not quite being airtight, but there was like one person in the front, one person on the back,
Yeah.
and just being touched. That feels
Yeah,
really
that
nice.
does.
Like all the hands, that's great. And then I could tell like they were starting to like get competitive with each other, like
That's hot.
and they were in
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hot.
I guess so, but for me, I was just like, boys, please.
There's enough for everybody.
There's enough to the pillow room, And then they started to fight. The alpha one was kind of like getting annoyed that like the beta one was. I'm sure they had names. I just don't remember them. Was
Why would
there,
you?
and then he was kind of almost like, And then I was like, how is this gonna go? Is it just gonna be me like facilitating their first gay experience? And, like, because they were friends,
it.
they were
Yeah,
like good
right.
friends, and I
Yeah.
was like, they were very comfortable with the idea of sword fighting or whatever. I don't know what the hell was gonna happen. This is how like inexperienced we all were. Nobody talked about what they wanted before. Nobody was like, it's just like, let's see what happens, which is like that usually sucks. And then I was kind of like making out with them both, and I think I was like on top of one. It was really not that much like happening. Like maybe like sort of somebody was inside me somewhere, and I was maybe sucking somebody's dick, and then like I don't know what happened, but they like the alpha one threw the beta one like out of the room. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna interfere with their beef. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, make some cookies and be like, let's talk about this, boys. Who got triggered? And then I was like, fuck now. And this was terrible because I'm such like a people pleaser. And as soon as that happened, I was like, fuck, now I have to hook up with them separately, and this is gonna take so much longer. I can't leave the loser hanging. He already feels bad at himself. He got kicked out of a threesome. I gotta go deal with him when this is done. So I just like I obviously was like, I went, okay, now I'm doing this for time. I'm doing this for speed. When you go into that place where you're just counting, you're not just like enjoying yourself and 1 and 2, and you're like, I'm gonna go to 50 and I'll probably get there. And then got the alpha off, and then I went in the other room and I'm like, are you okay? I need to talk. You want some more milk? And then I got him off too. And then
wow, you're so nice.
You are a
polite
pleaser.
threesome
Yeah, I was like, I feel like your guy's mom in the sick porn or something.
That's a lot of porns I make, by the way.
Yeah, not
here.
sick, but like.
Oh no,
I just
they're sick.
felt-
You can say
sick, yeah.
sick. Yeah, sick is an appropriate.
I don't know
title.
why I was feeling like, I need to take care of their feelings. When clearly I should be trying to get something out of this whole
Yeah.
thing.
And there's no way you orgasmed even close.
Oh God,
Yeah,
no, not even
yeah.
close.
No.
They weren't even interested in that. They had no point. Were like,
course.
what do you want?
Right,
But I'm like, that's men in their 20s.
Yeah,
So.
they're like, we just want to put things in your
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah, we're excited to be here. And then as I'm leaving, the alpha guy says to me, don't be mad at me, but I have a girlfriend. I was like, oh.
What?
Like,
I thought this was
Who's
going
mad?
somewhere.
You should be mad at you. And I was like, the
Right.
nerve that you think that I'll ever talk to you again
Right,
is wild.
right,
Like,
oh my
I am, like, I was out the door like there was dust behind me. Like, that's how fast I was leaving. And I'm like, you're an idiot. But I was also really pissed that he's clearly cheating on his girlfriend.
Right.
So then he would message me, and I just was like, you have to get your shit together. I'm like, you need to talk to your
Where are
girlfriend.
these guys? Was this in LA or New York?
This is New York.
Okay, because I feel like
So
I had sex
weird.
with those same guys. I swear to God.
I was so mad that he cheated on his girlfriend, like with me for this. I mean, it wasn't good for me. I
You're
never
being
want.
polite to the girlfriend.
Yeah.
You don't even know,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that you're just so mad at him. That's what I'm
I was
hearing in your
annoyed
voice
by
right
the
now.
whole experience. Yeah, it
Let's
wasn't.
call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
They're probably,
He's
They're
still
probably
in this
together,
number.
but yeah.
Awesome.
and the fact that he's like, don't get mad. I have a girlfriend. What? I don't care enough to
Yeah.
get mad. Like, I'm never going to see you again.
weird.
But I was
Weirdo.
mad that he cheated on her.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
that's good for you. I never care when someone cheats. I'm like, that's your shit.
That's on them.
I mean,
Right.
maybe if he was
I'm
like
the same way.
rich and had a great job and he was like a great lay, then I'd be like, oh, I won't tell her.
Yeah.
You know?
When they're rich, it matters. You're
Yeah.
like, I won't say anything. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Blackmail.
Okay, we heard the most horrific story in the
That-
world from
that
you
was
last
awful.
time.
Okay,
Can
so I
you
have
go
a good one for you.
Less level.
This one's fun. This one's super fun. So my ex-girlfriend and I, like, she was living with me, and we would have sex with other people,
Got it.
and like, and then she would like bring home presents for me, and
That's
Other
so
women.
cute
right,
and hot.
it was really
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Look what I got you. Yeah.
right. So we had a friend couple that a celebrity and his girlfriend, and they would play with us. And so he calls me one day and he's like, hey, can Bobby come over and come play with us? And I was like, well, I have to like be here and I can't come. So you can have her as long as you come over with the Porsche, have your girlfriend dressed up as a hooker, and you have to wear a Superman costume.
Oh my God.
And he did it.
Oh
That's
my
awesome.
God.
He fucking did it. And I
Wow.
was so impressed.
That
And so
tells you
then-
how bad straight men really need to get laid. Like they
Yeah.
are willing to jump
He's
through
not
any
straight.
fucking. Oh.
He's
Oh.
not straight. He's very bisexual and open
Oh,
about it.
oh, okay.
But
Was
yeah.
it John Stamos?
Wow.
No.
No, because he would make Rebecca allegedly. Don't sue us.
Okay.
He loves swinging, and he would encourage her to do certain things.
Yeah.
And he's been known to be like, whatever the way. the wind
Interesting.
blows.
Wow.
He's hot.
I like that.
He's
Yeah,
cute,
I'm into
yeah.
that.
That's very hot.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
tell us who the celebrity is. After.
I know.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Totally.
I like people who sway in the wind. Those are my favorite kind of people.
Sex
Yeah.
is sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I swing in the wind.
You should see the gay porn star who hit me up the other day.
What do you mean in the wind?
Huh?
In the
Do I
wind
know
just
this
means.
We
I
just
don't know,
go
maybe
with
I'll
it.
show you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I should.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, I love them all.
We just all got hot here, by the way.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
I'm like, we need a
I
fan.
know.
Warm.
We're just like talking about all the people we want to have sex with. Okay. Okay, so we're moving on. So this is, well, actually, I want to have one real question before I move on to the next thing. Okay. So I don't even know if I know yours. I don't know if I know either one of your stories, actually. How did you get into adult? How did you start? You were young.
I was young. I was actually 18, and it was like a few months after my birthday, and I was watching porn with my boyfriend, and he's like, "You could do that, huh?" And I was like,
He
I could
started
totally
pimping
do
you?
that. Well, he didn't even pimp me. Like, it wasn't like I only did girls for the first 7 years.
Okay.
So, and then I took the plunge into doing boys for a few years.
Do you think
and
he did it because he knew you really liked girls and he was like trying to like give you that outlet?
I think he was more interested in the money aspect.
okay.
You know,
Okay.
like we all were. You know,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
was the number one driving factor there. But yeah, so it was just like, hey, you know, like, would you be interested in doing it? And I was like, yeah, actually, I would. And so we called the number on the end of the video.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like, who was it? It was Seymour Butts, High in Europe.
wow.
Yeah, and it
I
was
remember
like
those
such a
movies.
great movie. Like they're just like getting stoned and like on a train, and
You're like, I want to be
going
there.
to Amsterdam. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like just like fucking hot chicks and like having
Wow.
these amazing slumber parties. And I was like, I need to live this life now.
And now we do.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby.
Yeah, it's so funny. Somebody literally from my hometown just asked me like how life was going, and I was like, I don't know. I've created this fantasy world that I live in, and it's pretty awesome. I don't know why I'm here, how I'm here, but I said this one day,
Right.
and then here it is.
Somehow
Hard
they
work.
let us do
Hard work,
this.
too. You're one of the hardest working women I know.
You
Oh,
are.
thank you. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Okay, I love that story. And not that you're an adult, but how did you get started into comedy, Chrissy?
I know. I'm still waiting
Yeah.
to get into
Yeah.
adult. Nobody.
Yeah.
I've sent out a ton of resumes, headshots.
You
Letter-
can't just send headshots.
Could you actually write me? Could you write me a letter of recommendation? 'Cause
I absolutely
think
can.
I need 3 letters.
Yeah.
I'll be your second.
Oh, good. Holy shit! So I was I started doing improv in college, but I wasn't a theater major, so I was kind of not fully accepted into like the improv theater world
Yep.
in college. So and then while I was in college, I interned at. I thought I really wanted to be a news reporter, so I interviewed at Dateline. I interned at Dateline.
Oh, that's really cool.
With
I could see
Stone
that.
Phillips, and
Yeah.
that's when
Yeah.
I got rid of my Long Island accent because I was like, well, I need to be appealing to everyone.
Yeah. And Long Island is not that.
No.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Where's the coffee? Let the dog out. And then, interned at Late Night with Conan O'Brien after that because I
Oh,
was like,
nice.
oh,
Wow.
news is so fucking boring.
Yeah.
And that was really great because I went to Fairfield U in Connecticut, so I was able to commute in twice a week for like some kind of college credit, and
Nice.
then I would talk to the writers, and they were like, "Well, if you're," and I just remember being like, "Oh, like how you were with the porn. Like
Yeah.
I want to be part of this world." It just felt like really energetically a fit, even though I
Yeah.
wasn't watching stand up. I just was like around comedy
Right.
writers and like TV producers. I was like, "Oh, this feels fun." 30 Rock was so exciting. I remember being this like little, 20 years old, and I was like, "Wow." But it's not even that long ago. And so when I graduated, I got into improv because they were like, improv. So I started with UCB. I did 5 years of
Oh, nice.
UCB improv, which is like good skills, like
Yeah, it
good
is.
transferable skills that you can
It
certainly use in stand up, but there's like no fucking way you're going to make money doing improv.
Right,
The
yeah.
only people who make money doing improv are TG and Dave, who you see in the Sonic commercials. They're like the two
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
One's blonde, one's like brunette. They're brilliant improvisers. It's like they can do an improvised play, like just
Right.
pull it out of their ass, and
Yeah.
it's like you could have written that. They're incredible. But I just was finding with improv, like I wasn't really moving up the levels like I thought I deserved to, and I was like really funny, and I just felt like you got to rent a room, you got to rent a coach, you got to.
Yeah.
There's fucking 9 of you,
Yeah.
and your shows are only as good as your worst player, and
Yeah.
I felt like I was one of the stronger ones, and then I just was like, and then I did a one-woman show, which was great because I was like a lot of rehearsing. I really like felt like an actress. Had like a director, and then after that I was like, I think I can do stand-up because stand-up
Yeah.
was so intimidating to me. I just was like very scared of it, and then I just like started, and that was like holy shit, maybe like 10 years ago.
Oh,
but I've
damn.
only really gotten real serious, like with goals, working hard the last like 4 years.
Yeah, I say I only got serious the last like probably 3 years as well.
It's like you think you're doing it, and then it's like, oh no, now I'm really doing it.
yeah,
Like,
then I got to try extra hard to get to the next point. Yeah, you're right.
I'm
It
not
is a
very
lot.
serious.
About
To be
anything.
honest. Yeah.
About anything
About
in
anything.
life ever. But that's good.
Yeah.
That's what I love. You know what? My tarot cards today said that I needed to be more childlike and get back to like being happy and joyful. And it's very true.
You're
yeah.
here with me.
It is very true. I've been like, I was like a, do you know when you get into that weird space? And it's because for me, and I wrote it in my journal today, I think what it is when I get alcohol and money, that's a bad combination for me because then I start to go, don't you know who I am? And I like get into this weird headspace that I hate those people. But I get into that weird headspace and like when somebody makes me mad and I just go postal on them, and I was in that headspace and someone made me something mad over something really stupid and I just like, voila.
So they're like ego enhancers.
They're
like,
ego
together.
enhancers, and it's not good for me. And so I just like had to come back down to like a be, grateful and kind. And then my tarot cards was like, remember how to be a little kid? And I was like, oh yeah, when you liked everybody. Let's do that.
Go get some ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did order ice cream too. I did.
That's a fine line though, because like you are your own corporation. You are like you're the only one on your team. So
Yeah.
if you have to be a little tough on people, I don't think that's a bad thing.
But don't give me that. Don't do that. I have to be
Don't give her
nice
those
all the time.
permissions.
I know. I was so mad at myself. Okay. This is my favorite part of the show because this is where I feel like everyone turns to Google for everything in their life. You ask Google absolutely everything. And I feel like a lot of people ask it sexual questions because it's less embarrassing to ask Google than it is to ask your friends who might judge you or a doctor who is for sure going to judge you.
And your friends aren't going to send you ads for the very thing you were looking up.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Google will do that.
Your friends are not always listening, like
Yeah.
Google on your phone.
Exactly. I know. Alexa. She
scary.
scares me. She's
Yeah.
in my house now, and I'm very nervous to have her there. I know.
Alexa, how is my G-spot doing?
Yeah.
You're gonna get 10 ads for
Right?
G-Spot. All of us are gonna get ads
Right?
for G-Spot tonight.
Okay, so this section is what is the last thing you've asked Google? And it has to be something to do with sex or sexuality so we can learn from it. And then I want to know what you learned from your Google search. So I will go first. So, all of mine are so disgusting. I'm a disgusting human. So we were talking on the last episode about my couch and how disgusting and dirty my couch has become. And a friend of mine made a joke about he thought he got pink eye from my couch. And so, yeah. And so I was like, is that even possible? Is it possible to get pink eye from someone's like shitty couch?
That's a good question.
Yes is the answer.
Wow.
Yes, you can.
I'm never coming over again.
I know. I clean them now. I mean, I've always
Wow.
cleaned my couches,
That's
but
crazy.
yeah, I need to like steam them. I think, isn't it? Because
Because the fabric will trap
Wow.
stuff
It does
forever.
trap it. It
Yeah.
does
Traps
trap it.
boyfriend farts. That's what
Yeah.
I know. That's what I
Yes.
know from living with a man.
It does.
Yeah.
It does trap it in
Traps
there.
'em.
And if it is like prevalent and it's like legit on your like if there were like fecal matter on that didn't get cleaned up, you
Yeah.
can legit
I
get
mean,
pink eye from
he's
it.
not sitting bare ass on the couch. Hold on,
Well,
who
no,
knows?
that's
I'm
not
not
Have you
whole
been
lot.
on her couch? You might very well be bare ass on her couch, at the very least.
Everybody
Wow.
does.
Yeah,
That's a
I was
thing.
gonna say like everybody
You're
has
out of
sex
toilet
on my
paper. Just
couch.
use the couch.
Yeah, you're fine. Everybody's been on it.
So you haven't.
Totally
Yeah,
right.
you've been rubbing against the couch.
Yeah,
so.
everyone has been rubbing against
Yep.
my couch. Yeah,
So
everyone.
comfortable.
It is so comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like a big bed.
Do you
It
have
is.
a ribbed
It is.
couch? Is your couch like
For her
studded?
pleasure?
Does it vibrate?
Yeah,
I would love to
Her
vibrate.
bed vibrates.
My bed vibrates.
Yeah, it does.
What?
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it is.
How?
That's
It's
fun.
amazing.
You
It
can be
is
hungover and like not really
fun.
wanting to move, but you can still
incredible.
get the work
Yeah.
done. Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely having this party we talked about. Yeah. You
Okay.
guys need to come over.
So
and
that was
enjoy
mine.
it.
That was it. You really can get pink eye from substance, like from like cloth, like a
That's
couch
a
or
good. That's
something like
actually
that.
really good to
Yeah.
know.
So now you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kayla?
Do you have to Lysol it down? Or
I
what do
mean,
you do?
You have to steam clean it.
I know. Now I'm gonna like
Sage.
steam clean. I
Yeah.
am gonna steam clean
Yeah.
it, but yeah.
That's with the machine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but you rinse them.
Because I have like a steamer, like for clothes. You could
Yeah,
just like
I don't
steam
think it's
the
the
That's for
same
wrinkles.
because it's not gonna have the
Different.
cleaning.
Right, wrinkles.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
gonna have the cleaning properties that we're gonna want
Ah.
for my couch.
Like,
Yeah.
But I think it
soap.
might take out some of the spray tan too, so it'll be a good idea.
Oh yeah.
I got
You
spray
hope it's
tan
spray tan.
all over my couch. I hope it's spray tan. It's fecal matter or spray tan. One of the two. I don't really know. Kayla, what do you got?
You know what? I don't have a Google one today.
Alexander, do you have a Google one today to fill in for Kayla? You got
yes.
something. You got something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lately, I've just been stressed, and so I have a stress reliever. And it's like, how many times should somebody masturbate in a day without it affecting? I'm
What
afraid
a good question.
because I'm afraid now that it's becoming. And I do research for the show, and I watch y'all, and so I get excited, whatever. But I'm afraid because now it's happening so quickly that if I go on a date.
Oh, that you're coming too quick.
Yeah, because I'm always busy and stressed, but I just want to get it done. But now I'm afraid that it's gonna go down to like 5-10 minutes when.
I don't think so, because as a woman, I know how to make myself come in like 30 seconds, and that's what I do to like fall asleep.
Right.
But it does not change
I have the
me
Calm
getting
app.
any closer. yeah. But that's a woman though. We're much harder to get to come though. So I don't know. What did Google tell
30
you?
seconds?
It really
Pretty
depends
close.
on like you should be working out and stuff like that, and there's certain tricks, but that watching porn and masturbation can precondition you to how you are in the. So now I'm freaked out because the other day it was in a minute. I just needed to see a few seconds and it was done. I was like,
Well, now you need to start edging.
yeah. Yeah,
And
but
pull
who has
yourself.
time for all
Which
of
is
that?
where you jerk off right on an ice
stop.
skate, and you just you're like scared you're gonna read yourself.
Right on the
Yeah.
right on the edge of a mountain. Yeah.
Good way to get rid of a foreskin too, I guess.
Yep. Get your bris and get it on at the same time.
What was the last thing you go?
I
Chrissy?
actually Googled I've been watching more porn of like my friends. So I met so many people at AVN, and I've like gotten better friends with like Jade and Cole and like Trinity St. Clair a little bit.
Oh,
but,
she's
like,
so hot.
Yeah, they're both so, everyone's so hot. You're so hot. And like I just was like I got into this like I think when I first started doing the wet spot, I was judgmental. Like I didn't realize I was judgmental about porn because I'd try to watch it with my boyfriend and he would be like, you're always like picking apart. I would watch it and then I think I would go and try to be funny right away. Be like, look at this. That couch is dirty. They just got a sheet over
My
it.
couch?
The lamps don't match. There's no curtains. Like I'm like, I'll pick apart the background and then like she's not into it. And then it's like, well, you just have to watch more porn and find what you're into because if you see something you really like I watched this thing with like a Bella Danger in a cage. She was pretending to be like an art exhibit and it was so hot because I was like, oh, this is some shit like I would love to do.
She puts on a really good scene.
Yeah.
She's very enthusiastic, and I find like the more of it I watch, I'm like, I totally get it. I get why Riley Reid is like so big. I get why Bella Danger is so big. I mean, I haven't watched everybody, but like anybody I've interviewed or met or like I'm friends with, and it's almost like I put on like Jade and Cole's. I was like, go Jade, yay, you can do it, you know?
Yeah.
And they like get to like a really sexy part, I'd be like, Jaden, don't answer the door, you know? Or like Trinity St. Clair does a lot of anal, so like there's and we'll play bits of her porn like on it's more so this other show called In Hot Water, which is on Compound Media because I introduced like a lot of these girls like to these other shows on the network, so sometimes like guests that I have on will go on other shows on Compound, and it's so funny, like they'll joke around too, like they put on like a clip of her and like 4 black guys, and they're kind of the same. They're like, Trinity, no!
This is gonna hurt for days.
You're a small lady. You're like, you need cream or something. Like, don't do it. No, he's in the bathroom.
There's another one coming.
Don't
coming.
Look behind you.
Keep your mouth shut. Right behind you. Watch your purse. No. But it's really different. Like watching women I know and are friends with, or just have met and interviewed. It's like, I don't know, like softened me to it. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's just like removed a layer of something. I think I would judge porn because I think I would immediately be like, oh, I'm not. I am so far away from being like
What she
hot,
would do.
hot like that, you know, or like, because I know enthusiasm wise, I probably do have it in me to like work in porn because it's fun and I'm kind of like a voyeur. I like being watched too, and I like girls, I like guys. It's like there's plenty of like kinky shit that I like.
That's half the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of made for porn.
God, I feel like enthusiasm is like 90% of it.
It is 90% of it.
And then Lysol wipes. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I feel it's interesting that because I used to judge porn really harshly before I got into it too. Like I remember finding my boyfriend's porn and being like so mad he was even watching porn.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking like when I first came out here and friends would kind of joke like, oh, you're gonna go do porn, and I was like, I was so mad and I was so disgusted that they could even put me in that category. And then you meet porn people and you're like, oh my God, these are like some of the coolest people I've ever met, some of the most successful people I have ever met, some of the happiest people I've ever met. And I'm like, I hope I'm in this group with these people. Like, I'm like so proud to be in this group with these people, because it isn't, I think when you're outside of porn, you're like, oh my God, it's so derogatory towards women. And then you get in porn, it's like every girl in here is like, I fucking love my job. Like, I'm having the time of my life, making more money than I've ever made. I'd say 90% of people are just so fucking happy they're in it. And the other 10%, like, some people just suck and they hate their jobs. Then you should get out of porn.
And that's like every other job, though,
right?
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And they get weeded out anyway.
They do.
But you don't have to wash your butthole for any other job.
That's true. Yeah. Well, you should.
Like if you work at a bank, you should.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah.
You should wash your
It's
butthole.
good customer service.
But you don't have to rinse it out for any other job.
Yeah.
That's
You don't have to squirt oil into it or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't rinse out my pussy for any other job either, and I do that for there too.
Like mouthwash, like just pouring.
Yeah, yeah.
I was opening for Stormy Daniels once, and she doesn't do stand up, but she does like storytelling and like she fills a room, like people love her, and she's actually like she's one of the sweeter, like more celebrity people that I've worked with, whereas like I've opened for Jeremy Piven, he's such a dick, and it's like it was so refreshing to be like, oh, it's Stormy, and so like people were asking her questions like, how big is Trump's dick, and that,
oh God, how big was it? I want to know.
Like?
By the
so
way.
She'll be like, the only thing smaller than Trump's dick is his brain, and everyone's like, ah! And she was telling me this story of this girl. I guess I don't know if she was shadowing her or whatever. She was like showing her the ropes, and she was like, Stormy, I don't know what's going on, but I drank this whole douche and I don't feel any cleaner. And she's like, drank?
Oh my God.
I was like,
I know that story.
She,
oh my
like,
God.
It was longer, but I was like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Was it you?
No, but I know that I used to work for Stormy.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was her assistant for a long
That
time.
is so
Wow.
great.
Yeah.
What a fucking small world.
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
she's a nice, I liked her a lot.
that just does show you the range of girls, though, because it really is like, I mean, there's all skill levels. I mean, girls come
Absolutely.
in knowing absolutely nothing. And I'm not going to lie, I came into porn knowing absolutely nothing, and I came in at 30. I mean, I talk about it all the time on the show. If you please don't, but you can if you
You're
want.
like the Leslie
Google.
Jones of porn.
Yeah, I came in super late. Yeah. But I tell people, if you Google it, if you look at my old pictures, like my vagina looks like I have a harsh case of herpes in like every scene, because I didn't know how to properly groom. I didn't know how to take care of ingrown hairs. I didn't know how to like handle all the shit that you need to handle for your vagina to be in HD.
Because
you know?
believe me,
I would like
that's
to
not
know
something
how to
that
do
your mom
that.
Oh, I
teaches
can help you. Yeah, I
Okay,
can now,
yeah.
but no one tells you in the beginning. And in porn,
That's
it's
what I've
like,
heard. Is like a lot of, it's almost like this competition.
Sink
like
or swim.
you kind of like fuck those younger girls, you
Yeah.
know, like because that's what I've heard too from other girls. Is like girls that are newer, like I guess there's a better way to clean your pussy that like they don't teach you, and it's like, and then I go, am I not cleaning it enough? Am I not like, what am I doing?
Well, yeah, and you're probably not. I wasn't.
Probably not.
And I had no idea. And it's there. I tell people all the time, vaginas
Most
are
women
so
don't.
hard. Most women have no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the doctor for a long time about very serious issues because like I was so embarrassed about it.
Right.
But vaginas are so difficult. It's crazy.
They're temperamental.
Yeah,
so
and
temperamental.
it's like pH balances and everything else, and there's just so much to learn. It's so difficult.
Absolutely. I used to host MILF Next Door for years,
Yeah.
and we did like basically all the new girls would shuffle through us.
Yeah.
Like we
Oh,
wouldn't shoot
God.
anybody who had shot for someone else.
Yeah.
So I was their first scene.
Were you helping them? At
I've
least?
had to teach them so
Everything
many
from
things.
the
Yeah,
ground
but you
up.
know me, like I'm super open and like I love helping other women and empowering other women, and like I know how many times I felt really silly as a woman, and with other women around, and I don't want to make anybody feel that way. So yeah, I taught them how to shave. I've taught them how to douche. I've like whatever.
No, that's a nice thing that almost never happens. It's like super sink or swim.
But that's great. Like in the drag queen world, when there's a new drag queen, they let that queen look like a
Yes,
clown
yes,
on stage.
yes.
They will not help out at all because in
Yes.
their mind it's competition.
It is.
And it's easier to be mean at somebody.
But you
So
know
I think
what?
that's great.
I have
Until
to
they
get
make
into
their
that
way.
pussy.
Yeah.
I have to be in that pussy, so I want
You're
you
in
to
it.
know
Different-
how
yeah.
to
Yeah.
clean
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, like that's your Airbnb, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
no,
should
no.
vacuum before I get there.
Exactly.
Please have the house clean. But no, it is difficult. Yeah, it's crazy. And I learned so much through the years, and only until the past few years did I feel like I really had it like down to a science. Like we were just talking about, like I was with a man who had a lot of scruff. He tore up my face and tore up my vagina. I got my vagina right by day the next day, but my face took a week to heal because I'm like, I know about a vagina now.
So the girl,
like,
like the common errors of new girls, is it more that they don't clean thoroughly enough, or they're not using the right like supplies?
it's everything. It's that they are not shaving. It's they're not looking at their vaginas. Is that they're not cleaning them properly.
douching
They're not
properly.
douching properly.
One thing that is really common is women don't know that you should not be douching with the stuff that's in the
With the-
douche.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I've
it's
never even
terrible
seen.
for
I've
you.
never douched, so I've never even like seen one.
Oh, well, we have to douche for every scene, but
Yeah.
never use the solution because that's what's actually bad for you is what
fucks
they're
up your
putting in it.
pH.
Yeah. So if you
my
just dump it
God.
out and you put just regular water in it, I mean,
Yeah.
some girls are crazy and they
Wow.
will only use bottled water. I
Right.
take it
What
from a
about
fucking
seltzer
tap.
if I'm feeling fancy? I'll put some LaCroix up there.
I don't know how Perrier would feel like in there.
Like
but
it's brunch,
Yeah.
mimosa.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
But yeah, and then yeah, it's just a simple wash, but I do like 3, and that takes away
Right.
like the white consistency cream, and it just looks better for camera. Which, if
Exactly.
you weren't having camera sex, you wouldn't necessarily be even concerned to be douching, which is
Right.
probably why you don't douche as like a regular human. But
But maybe I
in a
should
s-
though.
In a scene, they don't necessarily want the thicker white cream, which most
Right.
women will have. They
Right.
want it to be like a
Glossy.
clear,
Yeah.
glossy penis. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they want.
aesthetic.
Yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing. So
Right.
that's what we do, but that's a porn vagina. In the same instance that I tell people like cleaning out my butt. Like I wouldn't, if I were going to have anal with a guy I were dating, I probably wouldn't be like, okay, well, we're only going to do it at 8 a.m. tomorrow because I'm not going to eat for the next 8 hours and I'm going to do 3 douches
Right.
in my butt. I wouldn't do that for a normal date. I would go, yeah, let's have
like,
tequila shots.
oh.
And then I'd be like, but at my butt, you know, like,
Like,
it's
and we can have
different.
Mexican.
Yeah.
Anything goes.
Yeah.
But I'm shooting a porn. I can't have no errors because I'm gonna have to take that I'm gonna take that dick out of my butt and put it in my mouth.
And time is money.
And time is money.
Time is money. Everybody's waiting. Everyone has, there's
There's
another
no-
scene that needs to be
if you
shot.
need to stop and clean up, you're wasting everybody's time.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
No
That's a lot of
messiness.
pressure.
It's a ton of pressure.
a ton of pressure. It's more pressure for the men though. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's so hard on
Yeah.
our guys.
It really is. I think it puts them through a lot more like mental
mentally,
anguish. Than,
yeah,
you know.
absolutely. Like
Like penises are also very temperamental and
Yeah.
like,
Oh my
and like
God.
usually stress and pressure like makes most guys go limp.
Yeah.
And like especially pressure to perform. It's like
Yeah.
I know because I've made a lot of men go limp. It's a lot. I'm a lot to handle. And they just were so intimidated by my beauty and they just couldn't keep it up.
Yeah, there is something that does feel like you've done something wrong as a woman when their penis goes limp, or as a man, you feel like. I
Yeah,
mean, even
of
with
course.
having a penis, do you feel like if a man goes limp around you, you feel like it's kind of your fault?
Of course,
like
especially
he's not turned on.
Well, and you see it in gay porn sometimes. You see a gay for pay actor and they're getting
Right.
fucked. They're not hard.
Yeah.
It's such a turnoff because like if you're not even
Ah.
enjoying this. Whereas what I found out is some bodies when you're getting fucked, there's certain muscles that are being pressured so that the blood is not rushing there. So it's not necessarily on you.
yeah.
But it's hard not to to take
yeah,
it
yeah.
back.
To take it personally.
Yeah.
So you feel like when you're having sex with a man, his dick is always hard?
It should be.
Oh, really?
That was my assumption until I realized that there's some muscle stuff going
Mm.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were always taking it personally this whole time?
Well, no, I mean, no. The majority of people stay hard while they're getting
Yeah.
fucked.
Okay.
But there was a few that were not, and I was like,
Interesting.
not into this.
Yeah.
But it's funny
Yeah.
in the adult film world, you have female stars.
Yeah.
I think in the straight porn industry, there are popular guys, but
Yeah.
there's no
Star
like guy
guys.
stars.
No.
You ladies are
Right.
like the stars.
You know, and what's
Yeah.
funny is that you say that is I do feel like within our community we have guy stars, but they're definitely not known like that to
I
anybody
don't
else.
think they're respected by like straight men because straight
No.
men go, oh, that's your like mental jerk competition, right?
Well, also what I hear from guys a lot is they're like, "Oh, what's that one guy with the bald head?" I'm like Johnny Sins or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek Pierce, and like they're like, "Oh yeah, that guy." They like know him. They
Small
know.
Hands has the tattoos,
Yeah,
like-
small
Right.
hands.
Yeah.
Like they know of the guys, but they wouldn't know what their names are.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and they could tell you everything about their favorite porn star. You know.
Yeah.
Which is so
And they can
very
tell you
interesting.
everything about their dicks too.
yeah,
That's the funny thing
probably.
is like honestly, like I
Yeah.
know like when people have talked straight men have talked about, oh yeah, but
guy
this
porn
this guy does great scenes,
Yeah.
and you're just like, okay, how much do you like this guy? And they're like,
That's weird. To
oh no,
me.
he's got a great cock, and he always like nails it to these chicks really good, and you're just like,
Maybe
oh,
because they're
okay.
Maybe
like-
he looks up to them.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, like, I wish that were my dick. I wish it were like that big.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
cute.
What do you watch porn
Dick
for when
envy.
you're watching it?
I watch all the things that I won't do.
Really?
I do. I watch all the things that I won't.
Which is
I don't. Well, I'm
Yeah.
I'm like the most vanilla,
Vanilla.
porn star
She
there
is a very
is.
vanilla porn
Aw,
star.
Yeah,
cute.
I'm like this sweet innocent little porn star,
Yeah.
but because considering I don't do gangbangs, I don't do boys, I don't do more than when I did boys, I didn't do more than one guy at a time.
Yeah.
Like I'm very like boring, to be honest.
Really?
That's not
Yeah,
boring.
but it's also because like I physically cannot handle like doing like anal scenes. Like I can do anal with small toys with girls in a controlled environment where
Yeah.
it's like, I've got a vibrator, I'm good to go. Like I have an anal scene in 2 weeks that I'm super nervous about.
So you're just watching a bunch of anal. That's what's getting you off?
Yeah, I do love watching anal. I've
love
watched your movies.
Oh, nice. Thanks. Am I taking my gaping ass? and
Yes, I love it because I want to stick stuff in it. Like
I
just
want everyone to stick stuff in it.
I
I
just
always
wanna
want
make it a
everyone to stick
suitcase.
things in it. Yeah. What are you watching when you're watching porn?
I am watching for the lighting. No.
Obviously, you're watching for the background to make sure
Yeah.
everything matches.
I know. I think and
Now
maybe
you're-
this was part of my judgier phase, but I always would be like, oh, she's faking it, like sometimes I watch for like realistic tells, like realistic shaking or like realistic looking faces when a girl is coming. I don't know why, because I'm fascinated to know how much of it is like faking versus truly you're coming, because I know that in comedy, like that sometimes I'm faking it with an audience, and then sometimes
Yeah.
I'm truly enjoying it,
Yeah.
and feeling really present and like loving it. So
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about when you're on stage being a boss ass bitch, whether it be here or in New York or in Chicago or wherever you're going to be. Like, what does it mean to you to be like the boss lady up on stage? To be like,
I just want to make sure, like, I never want to walk away from a show being like, oh, that crowd sucked, because I think it's your job. Even if the
I
crowd
agree
does
with
suck,
Yeah, but sometimes the
it's
crowd
your
does suck.
job. Even if
Sometimes
they're
the crowd does
right.
Yeah,
suck.
you can't do anything about it.
but my biggest pet peeve is when a comic blames the crowd to their faces, and they're
Yeah.
like, "You guys are an awful crowd." You're like, "Well, then tell them a fucking joke already."
Yeah.
Like,
It's your job, and
Jesus.
like you need to see that as an opportunity. Like, let's say you're with a bunch of like right wingers, or you're with a bunch of crazy left wingers, or you're with anytime you do like a specialized show or a fundraiser, or anytime there's like a group of similar people that you have to entertain, it's like those are all opportunities to like stretch your muscles and like
Yeah.
widen your range,
Yeah.
right? Like, because if all performing is like a circle, but you're only playing shows in Brooklyn, well, you
Right.
have this much experience, and
Right.
if you do road gigs, okay, that broadens you a bit more. So I think like you need to take every possible audience you can, because that makes you that much better and well-rounded, and
Yeah.
and it's also like you should be able to entertain people who you don't agree with politically. You
yeah.
should be
I
able
agree with that.
to entertain people you don't like,
Yeah.
because it's like it's your job at the end of the day as a clown to it's like it's good for you, it's good for them, it broadens your skill set, and I also don't think like we have the luxury of like picking our fans, like
Yeah.
sometimes people are like, oh, like no, you like I'm here to do what I do. Whoever enjoys that is great. Like
Yeah.
anyone who loves what I do,
You're really,
awesome.
really good at being nice to people online, and I am not that.
I feel really
human.
patient until like I'll block people if it's just like negative, like unnecessarily negative. If it's negative and funny, then like sure, like let's go back and forth. But like I try to like be really good. Like if there's there's a few super fans and just regular, I'll try to just like things they say, and like yes, sometimes say positive things back, but it does take up a lot of time, and it's like I should just have an OnlyFans and then talk to these people
You
there.
were really, really good with it. You did way more than I could have ever done. Do we have time for questions? Or we're done? Oh my god! Every show we're running out of time.
God.
Okay, well then that's it, I guess, for the day. So until next time, Chrissy, tell the people where they can find you, where they can see you, where they're gonna get your dates.
Does this come out today?
No,
Okay.
unfortunately not.
It's evergreen.
Yeah, it will
Good.
come out on the, what do we say, 15th?
At the very end of March.
Okay,
At
awesome.
the end of March,
The 29th.
29th of March.
So I have like a big exciting like spring tour coming up. It's actually like starting here in LA, and but when this comes out, I'll be headlining the White Plains Comedy Club March 20th, and then I'm in Tubby's in Kingston, which is like kind of upstate New York, the 21st, and then I'm going to be in Lancaster the 23rd. I'm going to be at Laugh Boston April 23rd, Hartford, Connecticut. I think the 22nd, Fairfield, Connecticut, April 17th. I give my dates
All over.
out of
Wow.
order because that's how I
Yeah.
go. But all the tour dates are on my website. Just go to ChrissieMayr.com. And then all social media things, it's at Chrissie Mayr, ChrissieMayr.
And we'll put links to
And-
that too.
Yeah, I also have I have a show on Compound Media called The Wet Spot, and that's a subscriber-based show. A lot of, like, if you like my sense of humor, you'll like other shows on the network. But then I have my own podcast called The Chrissie Mayr Podcast, which I release now, like 2 episodes a week.
Nice.
So I'm trying to, at first I was going to call it Ho Rogan, but I was like,
Oh my God, that would have been
that's
fantastic.
not all the way. I mean, I feel like that's more appropriate for like someone who actually does porn. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Chrissy. I'm going to use that. All right, Kayla, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Kayla PaigeX, on Instagram at Real Kayla Paige, OnlyFans Kayla PaigeX. What else? AVN Stars Kayla PaigeX.
All the way she makes money.
All of it. Go to
All right.
all of them.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate having you.
Thanks
and
for
until
having me.
next, guys, adios. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Sexy Funny Raw. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sexy Funny Raw. Watch and listen to all of our episodes at sexyfunnyraw.com, making the airwaves sexy one show at a time. Until next time, stay sexy, bitches.